Cool. All right.
So I don't have all the biopsy results back.
Really? Okay.
I just talked to the pathologist though.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Okay. It is cancer.
Yeah.
It's keratinized squamous cell. The mass that's in your neck by CT looks like a metastasis. Are you familiar with that word?
Yeah, to some degree, but
Metastasis means it came from somewhere else.
yeah.
So you have this somewhere else,
Okay.
and this neck mass is from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it is. And so I'm going to refer you out to oncology,
Mm-hmm.
and they're going to do a lot of testing
Okay.
and find out where this is and what they can do about it.
Okay.
I can't guarantee it's metastasized.
Mm-hmm.
The CT strongly suggests that it is. They
Right.
did some specialized testing. That's why the results weren't back yet.
Mm-hmm.
To test it, and they did a special staining to find out what type this is. And like I said, I just got off the phone with the pathologist, and it's a keratinized squamous cell, which is a skin cell.
Mm-hmm.
But where is the rest of it?
Right.
That's my question.
Okay.
Is there's probably more somewhere,
Okay.
and I don't know where it is.
Well, and that was so that was a bit of a fiasco
Yeah,
getting in there. What was the original order? I thought you
I did
had an MRI is what I thought
no,
originally.
no, it's
but
a CT
Okay.
to evaluate if this was lymph nodes.
Right.
I wanted to know if there were more, and there are some, but they didn't light up as much as this thing did.
Mm-hmm.
Now you live in Spokane,
Mm-hmm.
north side, south side.
I was right over here, not too far.
You know, I'll probably send you to Cancer Care Northwest.
Okay.
They're really good. They have a lot of the best outreach.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good support too. I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Right.
Okay, so I'm going to send you the people that I know, in my opinion, do the best.
Cool.
For in town.
Appreciate
Okay.
it.
Other than that, there are other things that are going on, like your blood pressure.
Right.
Could it be anxiety? Sure.
No, it's
But
been
it's still
before
up.
this. Yeah.
So we need to think about doing something about your blood pressure.
Right.
Even if it's something small.
Okay.
Like a little lisinopril.
Okay, so is that as far as medication
Yeah.
or lifestyle change and diet and
Lifestyle
exercise?
change.
And
Yeah,
has
you're
to
gonna do
happen
that?
anyway, but yeah. No.
Are you going to do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my question.
Yeah.
So I think we probably still need to start blood pressure medicine.
Yep.
And then when you get the lifestyle change under
Right.
control,
Right.
and the blood pressure looks better, then we can try to stop the blood pressure medicine. I don't have a problem
Fair
with
enough.
that. Okay. What else?
That's really
You
it.
kind of had a good inkling that this was something not
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Family history.
yeah.
Mom
had a non-Hodgkin's type lymphoma.
and Dad had a.
renal cell carcinoma. So that was,
This
in
is-
all honesty, that's kind of, and that's why I was wondering with the MRI.
MRI is
if
not
they-
going to show as much as a CT will.
Well, and yeah, and I was just thinking that, in my mind, going through the tube, same thing with the CT,
Yeah.
really, but
Same tube.
I was thinking more MRI, in my mind, was more full body, do the whole thing.
No.
Because that's been my,
PET scan will be,
yeah,
and that's a CT scan. A PET scan, they'll tube you,
Put you in the
and they'll
whole
do the toe to head.
yeah,
And in your case, they may do that.
Yeah.
Typically, they won't.
Yeah.
But on somebody on something that looks like it's a metastasis,
mm,
which means it came from somewhere else, they
Right.
got to find the original source.
right.
So
And that's kind of been my thing all along, even going in with the head and neck, was I was like, I kind of thought they were going to, because that's been my
well, we
concern.
did do the CT of that, and
Right.
they didn't really see a bunch. They saw this.
Mhm.
They saw a couple other lymph nodes, but it wasn't.
And I
like
guess the
this.
big thing is, that's one of the worst things I worry about is getting up, because I had lost a buddy John
Yeah.
with one inside his brain, so.
Yeah.
Um,
And we
not
didn't
that
do
he's
that.
any better, but,
Yeah.
but I'm saying you did with the CT, so there wasn't anything there
Well, the
to
CT
see.
is going to look at the soft tissue of the neck and that area to see if there's surrounding stuff.
Yeah.
We specifically didn't do a brain MRI.
Oh, did not? Oh, okay.
No, brain MRI. The MRI of the brain would be more diagnostic for brain stuff.
Mhm.
But I can't say where this came from. This is a skin cell.
Mhm.
This is keratinized squamous cell. This is a skin cell.
Mhm.
Where did it come from? I don't know. Do you have any lesions anywhere?
No, other than, and that's been for a long time, a little spot right here that I'll pick out, it's like a little dry spot. but
Is it
it
come
hasn't
and go?
grown. Yeah, I think kind of, but it might just be, you know, washing with soap and, you know, it seems drier sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've picked at it, and I'm saying that's the only thing really that I can think of.
Yeah. Man, that would be hard to.
Yeah.
That would
I
be
mean,
hard.
especially if something like this came
Yeah.
out of, you know, I would think there'd be something more than.
You know, and you didn't have a lead. Well, you would have been able to tell because you were bearded, whether you had a skin lesion there or not initially.
Yeah.
But this is metastasized. It didn't come from there.
Right.
It
Well,
came
and you
from
know what's
somewhere
funny?
else.
I'm trying to figure out when I took the pic. I did a selfie riding over the bridge up there at Albert's,
Yeah.
like this, and I got looking, and I could see a shadow,
Yeah.
you know, there, and that was at least last spring,
Wow.
and so yeah,
Yeah.
and so like I said, it wasn't anything, and it was about like that, where it was kind of one of those things where I'm just getting fatter, and you know, you got fat rolls there or something, but it was different from the one side, and it wasn't. I mean, it's obvious now, you know.
Yeah. And I imagine they'll probably try to excise that.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
They may not. They may try to radiate it,
Yeah.
you know, and see if they can make it smaller.
Yeah.
But being a metastasis, I don't know what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get, like I said, can I guarantee it's metastasis and this isn't the primary? No.
Yeah.
It looks that way.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to refer you out to oncology. I'll put in an urgent referral so we can get this rolling again.
Cool.
It takes a little bit of time, but it shouldn't take too much time. Nick, you met Nick? Our behavioral health counselor guy? Bearded guy?
No.
You know, it may be a good idea. Regardless of having, you know, an understanding and an inkling that this was what it was, it can affect you negatively and you don't even know about it. So sometimes it's better to have somebody on board, you know, at least that you feel comfortable with,
Right.
that you can go in and say, man, this is really messing with my head.
Right.
Okay? Because it can.
Right.
So I'd like him to at least step in. He may not be as good with that.
That's fine.
As I don't mind.
Right.
So I just want to give you a heads up.
Okay.
He may be fine with it. I don't know.
Okay.
But I think having him at least step in and chit chat with you.
Yep.
He is a licensed psychologist. He's actually a doctor. But I call him Nick.
Yep.
Some people call him Dr. Riorda.
Yeah.
I usually call him Nick, but I always introduce him as he is a licensed psychologist.
Right.
Cool dude, easy to talk to, and it may be beneficial for you.
Sure.
You know, to at least have somebody on board. I imagine your kids will have questions.
Yeah.
And you know, if they have questions that you can't answer, feel free to bring them in with you. I don't have a problem.
Well, and I was going to do that today. That's funny you just said all that,
Yeah.
because I was telling Brittany, because she's the surge tech,
Yeah.
and it came up. So well, I'll tell you the whole story first, because I said something about Dr. John, and she said, well, technically he's a PA. You know, she said everything I've seen, I don't know why they do everything the doctors do and stuff. She goes, but he doesn't. And I said, I know, but a doctor is somebody that, you know, takes care of your well-being.
Well,
basically, you know, and looks after it.
I
I said
try-
he's not Dr. John to me. So
Yeah.
that's what
I always
Brittany's been
try
calling him.
to, and I always make it clear, I'm a PA, and I never say I'm a doctor, you know, I always make that clear, but, you know,
But it's
we
what you
do a
do,
lot
man.
of the same job.
Exactly,
you
that's
know.
what Brittany was saying, number one.
Yeah.
And I said, just in the whole big picture, it's somebody that's taking care of your well-being, man. He doctors, he administers, you know, health to you. So yeah, he's still Dr. John.
All right.
But I'd like her to get in here with my point.
Not an issue. I don't have a problem with that. Back on something cool, man. I looked at this. Well, this weekend wasn't a good ride or anything, but I'm like,
There's been some.
it's killing me.
Yeah.
It's killing me. But we're going on a trip, so take the RV.
Yeah.
And hoping that it's not going to kill my riding bug. I'm telling you, dude.
Yeah. Oh,
That's
well, I was
killing
saying,
me.
who's still at home? What kids are?
I have a 10-year-old. 11-year-old. He just turned 11 last week, and an 8-year-old, and
Okay.
that's why we
So
did
it'll
it.
still be, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be cool.
yeah. But it's like, oh yeah. Friends of mine give me crap still.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out riding. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, Todd out at work now just rolls his eyes at me because like yesterday. Yeah, it's cold and rainy and stuff.
I would have rode.
Yeah, I'm still riding it.
Yeah, I still ride.
And especially, you know, everybody long before this.
As long as it ain't icy, I'm good.
Yeah, Yep. But I mean, we've always said, guys riding always say that's therapy, and that, and it is, man. There's nothing better than
I agree,
getting on two wheels and
I agree.
been doing that more, obviously.
Obviously,
So.
it's good to clear your head, and
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people don't realize that going down just 10 feet down, you can feel that air change, you can smell the difference.
Oh yeah.
It's therapy.
Well, and I'm thinking about it's not quite as nice this time of year, but spring. Family's up there in Orville, up in the Okanagan.
Yeah.
So I ride over Sherman. There is nothing better. Fall is beautiful, but there is nothing better than spring. Yeah, all the quaky aspens and
you smell
all
it
that.
going
God, it's
through,
gorgeous.
and you can ride all day long with your windows open in your car, and you don't smell like you
exactly.
Like.
Yep.
So. All right, man.
So in conclusion, get a scooter.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have Nick
me.
pop in.
Okay.
I'm gonna send some lisinopril, probably 10 milligrams. Do you use our pharmacy? Can you use our
I
pharmacy?
haven't used anything, so you.
Our pharmacy's like right at, well, it's totally on you, but our pharmacy's right in the hallway.
Yeah.
I'll send it over there. You take it once a day, usually in the morning. Most people don't notice any side effects from lisinopril. Sometimes you can develop this weird dry cough. If
First
you
thing
start
in
to
the
notice
morning,
that,
usually.
yeah.
Because I was gonna say, my brother's on it, blood pressure medicine, and that was something. But I would get that too, after drinking beer or something.
Yeah.
It'd feel like your throat was kind of coated, but nothing was coming up.
Yeah.
It was,
But this is this will be a noticeable. It might be all day.
yeah.
So if you notice it, come in. A lot of times it could just be that one. We could always try a different, ACE inhibitor at that point and see. But it works pretty effectively.
Good.
Okay. So I'll send like 10 milligrams over. I'd like you to probably recheck in a couple weeks just to see what your blood pressure looks like, see what it's doing.
Good.
Cool. Remind me, you're not smoking. You don't smoke.
Nope.
Good. All right.
In fact, Vegas, that was I can't say the last because I didn't end up having some beers on Saturday, but from just my immune system, because I know I can tell for a while. That's why I've said I know something's up. I know my body, and I don't get sick. And I mean, for the last year anyway, it's like Jesus, another, and it's been little stuff, nothing debilitating or anything, but every goddamn cold that comes down the road, I end up catching it. And I think some of that has to do with too, knocking my immune system down if I'm out like Vegas, because we had a large time, a couple nights anyway. But then it's like I've said it before, even long before this. Just my health. I'm getting to be that age. I've played that game once upon a time, and it's you spend more money than you need to, feel shitty the next day, all that stuff, and it's like, I don't need to be doing that. And Joe, the same thing with him, my brother. That's what he said is blood pressure medicine. You don't want to be taking that and drinking alcohol. So it's that time anyway. So hopefully with my weight and get some exercises in, hopefully all that stuff will.
Let me have Nick pop in. He has his own special forms. It's just a real quick jobby kind of self-evaluation.